Monique couldn't even finish the first blank. She couldn't tell you the who, the what, and the how she was going to help somebody. The day she was finally able to fill out this one prompt with confidence, everything changed. She became completely booked out and started getting clients. This is the prompt. Hey, what's up? My name is Elizabeth Graham and welcome back to this channel. I'm super stoked to get into DM messaging today. I have helped over a dozen women learn how to create a clear message and sell confidently inside of the DMs without having a script. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell if you want to get notified every time I have a brand new video. And if you're in the podcast, please don't forget to rate this podcast. The more you rate it, the more the numbers go up and the more people can learn about messaging, and our messages can be fire and conquer the whole world, right? Most service-based business owners think that the reason why they cannot seem to confidently pitch inside of the DMs or talk to people inside of the DMs is because they need more things. They think, I need to find that perfect hack. I need to find that perfect, strategy to help me sell in the DMs. But the truth is that their foundation has a major crack in it. And until they can confidently fill out this prompt that I'm going to give you, they are having a very hard time stepping into the DMs and talking to people. Most of all, talking to their people. So before you send that next DM, I want you to make sure that you can confidently fill out this prompt. So if you're having a really hard time filling out that prompt, we're going to work together through it in this video. So the first one is your target audience. A lot of times why my clients have a really hard time with this one is they have a fear of alienating people. They have this fear of other people missing out on them. And they're like, well, my stuff can help everybody. And I feel like that is awesome to have that mentality because, again, my stuff can help a lot of people too. But the thing is that when I talk to one person and I name my one person, I want it to be very specific of who they are. Not so much as the demographics. Like I'm not going to say 35 to 45, female, like married, not married, a certain kind of money. That's great, like as an overarching thing, like something that you should have, but it's not something that I'm personally going to hold on to. I'm going to think about what type of like work she does. Like, is she a podcaster, a YouTuber? Is she graphic designer? Is she social media manager? Is she virtual assistant? Is she service-based provider? Like, I want to be very specific on that because what a business like a coach does compared to a service-based pro, they're two different types of work that they do. It's not the same. And so I want to talk to that one person. If I'm going to target a six-figure coach, I'm going to be very specific with that. I'm going to say, I help six-figure business owners, or I help six-figure coaches, because they do struggle with two different things. Now, there are some things that this is kind of like where you start to funnel people in. It starts with like, if you're looking at a funnel, okay, and you're like, okay, I help six-figure coaches. All the six-figure coaches start to go in there, right? So if we're thinking of top funnel, middle funnel, bottom funnel, okay? This is just an example. That's not what it really is. It's just an example I'm using. And so you start to filter people out that way. Your message filters out the people who weren't going to buy from you to begin with. And so what I want you to do is to think about who this person is. I know the fear of like missing out is going to happen. And it's why a lot of people don't hone in on their message on that one person. But when Monique started to really hone in on who she wants to help, everything shifted for her. But if you don't do that for your own business, things won't start to shift. Like you won't start to see a legitimate shift in your business and starting to really get clients. And so you aren't really alienating people. I said this in the last video. You're not alienating people. You're alienating the people, or you're like getting rid of or like filtering out the people who were never going to buy from you to begin with. And that's a very harsh truth that a lot of people don't want to hear, but it's the reason why you're stuck with inconsistent income, inconsistent clients, no leads, no nothing. It's because you're not taking the action that's required to really hone in on your person. An example of a bad target audience is like business owners. That's just like even six-figure business owners. I feel like that isn't clear enough because we're going to get into the second part, which is a pain point, but it's really what, like just saying that is not going to be clear. You need to be very specific. One of my favorites for me, specifics is struggling like service-based pros, stuck at 1K. That's a problem, which we're going to talk about is a pain point. But do you see how when you really get clear and you're like, okay, I'm going to help six-figure business owners. I'm going to help, coaches. It also helps you be where they're at when you start to really hone in on your target audience, because if you notice, certain people are on certain platforms. You don't have to be on every platform. When you're clear of your target audience, you're just where they're at instead of trying to be in 10 different platforms by yourself. That's how burnout happens. And so this kind of eliminates that, and this kind of helps you get clear. And then you're like, okay, if I'm going to help female six-figure coaches, I got to be where they're at. Where are they? I don't know. Are they scrolling Instagram? Are they on TikTok? Are they looking for business, through LinkedIn? Chances are they're networking. And so you got to kind of ask yourself like, okay, what do I need to do to get myself in the same room as them so I can start talking to them? And that's how you start to really hone in on your target audience. And then this is the second part, is like, what are they struggling with? And this is where it gets good. This is where you peel back the onion. And that's something that I taught to my people inside of my membership. And that's my monthly membership that I have right now, the Phoenix Experience. And inside of that membership, I do weekly workshops with them. We are consistently trying to refine their message. They get a 6-month roadmap. And also they get access to past videos. So we've done so many videos already. And this is one of them, is about layering the onion. So if you're interested in learning more about my membership, go ahead and click the link down below in the description on the Phoenix Experience. You will have access to it. And there is no minimum required of you being in. It's $97 a month. The price will be going up because it's becoming more of like a coachmanship where I go in, coach, and mentor inside of the membership. So don't forget to click down the link below. And that's something that we talked about, is the pain point and layering that onion and really talking about a pain point that goes deep. I want you to ask yourself, what is it that keeps them up at night? Because I'll give you an example for me. As we're transitioning, as I'm recording this video, we're transitioning from one state to another, and we have nowhere to live. And so I'm over here thinking like at night, like, where are we going to live? My husband and I can't move forward until we figure that out. Like, there's still paperwork and things we got to do. We got to give our notice here where we live, but we can't give our notice because we don't have anywhere to live. And so if somebody was like, I help military families in transition find their dream home without the stress, I would probably be more inclined to talk to them to help me find a home, because that's my pain point. And that's not just mine. That's probably a ton of military families. They don't know where they're going to live, especially if you got a last minute notice like me. And so that's the pain point keeping me up at night. So I want you to ask, what is the pain point keeping your people up at night? My people are stuck in inconsistent income. They're stuck with inconsistent income. They're staring at their screen every single day trying to figure out what to post. They don't know if it's landing to the right ears. They're talking to so many people in the DMs, but they're not converting. And so that's their pain point. And they're like, why am I still doing this? Like, I've known a lot of people in the service-based business world who have quit because they're just tired of like burning themselves out. And that's what I do, is I want to prevent that. So that's my pain point for my people. And I want you to go deep. When you think you have it, go a little deeper. An example is struggling to make graphics consistently. Okay, that's cool. Now let's go deeper. Struggling to prioritize their graphics and see the value in them. That's the next layer. Okay, let's go one more layer deep. She's struggling to create graphics because she doesn't have a strategy in place and has no idea what she's doing. And so she does not want to spend another moment. We'll use this as an example of a moment creating graphics that aren't doing anything for her business when she could just be with her kids. Do you see how much deeper that is? Like, you don't have to make that the whole pain point, but you're just going layer by layer. So I want you to really look at the pain point and ask yourself, what else can I do? Like, what's the next layer that I can do here? Like, let me ask more questions. That's why it's so important to always be talking to your people and always be doing market research. That is something in business that I always do, is I'm always constantly changing things up, getting better, making it stronger, because my message isn't about me. My message is about them. I want them to see themselves in my content and see the importance of what I do to help them. And so you really have to understand that the pain point that you're trying to target isn't very just one layer. It's not like describing a behavior like she's posting every day with seeing no traction. But what is it that she believes about that? That's the real pain point, is why does she believe that? Why is she saying that? And you dig deeper and deeper and deeper, and you realize that, oh my God, like, it's a lot deeper than I thought. Third one is where you start to talk about your program. You start to say like the vehicle, like, what is it? I want you to describe it. It doesn't have to be a program. I just put program. It could be your offer. And you just basically talk about, instead of saying, this is literally what I see a lot of virtual assistants say. And it's quote unquote inside of my virtual assistant services. Okay, cool. Do you know how many virtual assistant services I know? There are so many virtual assistants out there that you can just like pick one out of the many and be like, okay, this is a virtual assistant. I'll just, there's so many. But what is going to make you stand out is if you say you describe your program as inside of my done for you backend system that gives you your time back. I got that from working with one of my clients, is understanding that the backend systems gives back time. Now, another example, a good example, would be something that I shared yesterday with one of my clients on a live, is I was like, we're helping these moms struggling with decision fatigue stop like making business another decision they have to make in the day and just know what to do and have time for your babies. I'm paraphrasing it. It was way better than that, trust me, but I'm paraphrasing it. Because that's the truth, is she's getting her time back. She's spending time with the people she loves. And I will be the first to say, the moment I hired somebody for my systems, game changer. I have way more time now to do these things that I love, which is talking, teaching, and coaching and mentoring and just being like a teacher. That's something I'm very passionate about, because I'm very passionate about this, because I know that it's going to help you. And so your person isn't buying just a service. Your person is buying the outcome of that service. What is the outcome? What is the physical, tangible thing that you can do for her? That's what you put inside of your offer and program, is what tangible thing can you give her? And that's where the outcome comes into place. The next one is the framework. And this one is very specific, mostly for like coaches and things like that. But for you, you can talk about what every single month looks like. This isn't like I just want to make it clear, this isn't your Instagram bio. This is to help you start to really understand if you know your business. Okay. So it's not an Instagram bio, because it's obviously going to be long, but this is for you to understand where you're at. And so when you talk about your framework, I want you to talk about, how do you get them there? What does month 1, 3, 6, even 12 look like with them? What do you do for them in those months? By month 1, you'll get this. By month 3, you'll have this. By month 6, you'll have this. And by month 12, you'll feel this. Whatever you want to describe it. You have to be specific. And this is the route that they're going to take. This is the route that they're going to take. The program is the car that's going to get them there. So the route they're going to take is your framework. And I want you to really think about it as every month being like a pit stop for them. I want you to take them through the journey. I don't want you to be afraid to share this online. Your route to get them there, even if it's copied, it's not going to be duplicatable, because it's yours. There are certain things you do inside. Again, I said this in one of my videos. What is what you tell them, the what and the why, and the how is what they pay for. You teach them how to get there, the exact way to get there. That's what you do. You show them. You do the services for them, because you are the vehicle inside of your program that takes them through that route. And the last one is a transformation. And this is the one that I want you to ask, how do I want my people to feel afterwards? It is an emotional thing, very much emotional. How do you want them to feel after they're done working with you? Or even if you have a retainer for like a year, or they're just like, how do you want to keep them? How do you want to help them? Like, what is the thing that's going to keep them and help them? I want you to really think about that. And I want you to ask yourself, is it a good transformation, or is it solid, or is it something I can tweak? Here's an example. So you can spend time with family. That's great. That's awesome. I can do that anyways. But that's not the thing. Is I know I can do that, but like if I'm not doing it, that means there's an emotional thing happening that's not allowing me to do it. So let's get better with that and say, so you can tuck your babies to bed and then relax watching your favorite show while your business runs smoothly. That sounds more realistic than so you can spend time with your family. Okay, let's tug at the thing that this mom's struggling with. She wants to tuck her babies in. She wants to watch TV, but she also wants her business to run smoothly. And she don't know how to do that right now. That's what she wants to feel. She wants to feel that. She wants to feel that ability to do it. She wants to know that her business will still thrive when she's not there. And that's where you come in and you help her. When you can fill this entire prompt out, you can fill it in. That's when you know you got it. That's when you know you're winning. That's when you know your business is on the right track. You're not going to have it perfect the first time. But even when you get to that part where you're like, oh, I'm stuck, it's good to understand you're stuck. It's good to have a physical something to look at and be like, this is why I'm stuck. And this is why I created that, because I wanted you to find a way to see if your message has really grown or is growing or it's going the right way or if it needs help. And that's why I created Spark the Conversation Challenge. It's a 5-day free challenge over on Circle. It's got 5 videos. It's tasks that you do 20 minutes a day at most. And at the end, you have a copy mining blueprint, which will help you speak to your audience. This is the language, the phrases, the values, things about your people that you probably didn't know. And you do that over the 5 days to find out why your content really isn't hitting, why online you're not attracting the right people. And it's one of the ways for you to start calling in your people every single time that you post. So check the link down below for Spark the Conversation Challenge, and it's a free challenge. And I want you to make sure that you click the link in the email for Circle and sign up for it, because people are signing up and they are not clicking the Circle link. And I'm like, how do you expect to do a challenge without clicking the link? So make sure that you click the link. And so I want you to understand that the target audience is the who, the pain point is the why, your program is the what, or we can say the vehicle, your framework is the route to get there, and then the transformation is proof that they are at the destination. That's where you have to really understand that. And this is the foundation of your entire business. And it's the foundation of why you're not moving forward, why you're inconsistent with finances, why you're not getting the right clients, and why your DMs are full of people who are wanting to pitch you or are not your ideal clients. Is because you really got to fill this out first to understand and see where you're at in your message. And so I want you, for your homework, to just implement this and do it right away. I want you to start filling it out. And if you're stuck, I want you to share like where you're stuck. If you're watching over on YouTube, just comment below what you're stuck on. And if you're on the podcast, just go over to my Instagram and shoot me a DM like, hey, I'm stuck on this. I'll leave the link down to my Instagram below. But I just want you guys to move forward and understand and see the importance of knowing this and how this is going to change your business when you have it. And when you have it, I do want to hear about that. I think it's pretty cool to see and know that you have it and that you got it done. And so I want you to just do the prompt and let me know, because I really want to see when you got it and it's done. I really want to see if we can help and tweak your message and make it better. And so thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next week.